Hello.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
Hello, Earth.
Welcome to the live release event hosted by
Jim
Pino
Obos.
Freedom. Oh yeah, me. Hosted by me.
You're
Brought to
hosting.
you by Pino Freedom Band. No, brought to you by Dylan.
That's right. Digital Origin Productions.
The choice
Digital
of the next
Origin
generation.
Productions. Dylan, thank you so much for doing this, man. I appreciate you being here and making us look as great as we look and sound like we sound. Paul, sorry, man. Dylan's got your back on this one.
Mission control.
Who's got our back?
No, Dylan's got Paul's back for doing sound on this one.
Oh yeah, he does.
All right, so thank you again for having me. This is going to be a fun night. We've got the screen on the right side of our screens that show all of the players that are listening to us right now. Well, it's on the right side of my screen. It's over there. Oh, wait, it's over there.
There you go.
I should have mirrored my screen. What have you guys been doing for the last few weeks other than this release? I mean, the EP release has been great, but you've done some shows to support it too, haven't you?
We have
Not
so many. We're sort of taking a little bit of break on the live shows this month. Actually, Jim Obos. We did some stuff in November and December. December, I did a lot of stuff with that Luminar project, but just January's been a little quiet. We had kind of a private little showing at Sohopt in Huntley on. It was just a duo thing, right? It was a duo thing.
Right. So let's jump back. Back. Hey Nani, 2 sold out shows at Hey Nani.
Yeah, that was
And they-
pretty spectacular, right? So,
Yeah,
Mr. Mike
and
Pupo,
they don't do sold out shows there too much.
well, I don't know anything about that, Jim, but we were like extremely, I don't know. I was going to say fortunate, but the truth is that we feel a lot of love from a lot of people out there that have been coming to see us, and we had 2 shows there 2 nights in a row right after Thanksgiving, and it was sold out 2 nights in a row. It was an incredible and humbling experience for all of us. I think, it was great. So,
And those shows both were just original music too, right? For the most part.
yeah, we sprinkled in. Usually we'll do a show where we're doing 90% covers, and then we'll throw in some originals. But with the Hey Nani venue and the Hey Nani shows, it was like we definitely hit all 6 of the songs on the Daisies EP, and then we hit old songs from our Punsapaya era and the Start Over Again collection of songs with Station and Guilty and some of the other songs on there. So it was like 90% originals, and then we threw in like 2 or 3, and that was Christmas time too. So I think we did a couple Christmas tunes we threw in as well, like Blue Christmas, little Elvis Presley, Never Hurt Anybody, so that was fun.
And Pops brought out some new equipment and new gear and played some ukulele and stuff too.
I brought a lot of this stuff.
A lot of different strings.
A lot of this stuff. I had a lap steel guitar, ukulele, mandolin, electric guitar, and acoustic guitar. I think that's about it. It was like 5 instruments. It was a lot of fun. A lot of moving parts, a lot of preparation. What did you say? Who said that? Was that Paul?
We were admiring the award on your right shoulder there.
Oh, my ring light. Damn, darn.
It's a major award.
How cool is that?
Martin's Interculture.
That's right. Best rock and roll album of the year many moons ago.
You're a real man of genius for that one, Mr. Jim Hedrick.
You guys were eyeballing that, and I was eyeballing Willie Nelson over the other shoulder.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't that a cool painting?
That is a
cool painting. Where do you guys pick your art from for your backgrounds?
My wife gets all the art. I got to be honest. And actually, this painting right here is also a Punsapaya painting from an artist by the name of John Drosy, and
Oh, yes.
he did it, and it's intertwined with all different lyrics from Punsapaya songs.
Can you?
I can't really move my camera, otherwise
I was going to ask you if you could move your camera and show it a little bit more.
Well, you know what? Can you take a photo with your cell phone later and post it on the?
Yeah, I will totally do that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, totally good idea.
Then you're gonna
That way we can all steal it and put it on our walls and stuff.
It's a really cool painting.
That's great. So 2 shows sold out. A bunch of your fans just absolutely love that show. How did Hey Nani feel about it? What was their feedback?
I think they
seem happy.
Yeah, they're it's the owners there are pretty special folks, and obviously we're very grateful that they allowed us to perform. Actually, they let me do like a solo show a few months before that, and we did very well. And so then it was like, oh well, we kind of graduated to the full band thing with 2 nights there, which was really spectacular. But I think they were real happy. Obviously, when they got a full house, that's always good for the club. But I would say that I think we just had a good time because we were able to do 2 nights in a row where we sort of like did an acoustic set the first night, and then we wanted to do 2 different shows. We didn't want to do like we didn't want to just do 2 nights in a row of the same show. You know what I mean? So we had 2 different set lists. And Pupko, as we discussed, had like his different instruments, and we sort of like we changed it up between the 2 nights to give 2 different shows, and so I sort of take pride in that we're always doing things to sort of like keep the shows fresh. We're not, we're not just doing the same thing every night that we're playing. So
yeah, sure. So the interesting thing is, and maybe this is for more of the newer fans that you have, you guys have been together as a band forever, yes?
Forever.
So,
2004.
Forever. Well, so it started back at Paul. So Paul in the top center, at least on my screen, he's top center of the 5 boxes, the Brady Bunch boxes. His dad owned a warehouse was it Lincolnshire or Buffalo Grove?
Buffalo Grove.
Yeah. So him and his older brother Jason, they sort of had this amazing warehouse space where we had band practice and stuff like that. This was before Shilsey here, and so we would rehearse and write and be loud and have a lot of inappropriate things happen in the on the screens behind us and around us during our practices.
That's a very good Jason impression. And Fall Out Boy, the claim to fame of that warehouse is Fall Out Boy did pre-production for their first record there, and they thanked, I guess, my brother in there. They just called it Rich Dude's Warehouse. Like, none of us are rich, so I don't know why they called it that. I mean, it was just a business. But little trivia of Chicago bands. We were there first.
Classic rock, baby. Fall Out Boy.
They are considered
I
classic
remember
rock.
when I came to audition for the band and I saw that place. It was just like, what? Like this little wide-eyed 21-year-old kid who was just like, oh, I'm gonna be famous.
It was a spectacular rehearsal space for like a bunch of high school kids, is what I will say. It was like out of this world, just like next level kind of stuff. And so I think we were just all. It was. I think we just kind of got used to it. But I mean, thinking back, how cool of a space was that?
I'd give
Well, Jason was my brother was the 6th member, because I guess we're 5 now with me and with Shells, but he was the unofficial member who made that place.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
And Paul, in that time, you were in the band. You weren't doing.
Yeah,
you weren't doing just production.
This was before Punsapaya, though, too. This was like, I was a freshman in high school, I think, and Pino was already out of high school.
What?
And Mineshaft. That's when we started.
Oh, maybe.
That's when we started rehearsing there. We were
You were a freshman and I was.
Pino was like 89, I think, class of '89, so
He was not, but he
Pino
was.
used to get
back
Pino used to
there.
get us into the bars.
He was no, he was legit. It was he's 5 years, I think, older than me or something. 4 years older.
That looks the youngest.
Yeah, no, he aged well. I mean, we all knew he would.
Yeah.
Look at the guy. But it's not anything special. But anyway, yeah, no, we were. I mean, we were practicing there from before we were Punta Pie. And then you were in a band with your brother.
Yeah.
Three Tap Jiggle. And we had
Terrible
a band, Steal You. You know, me and Swick and Pops were like, we were in this this prog rock band, and we didn't really have a singer. Swick sang.
Celestial Blast. You guys were in a band
Blast.
called Celestial Blast,
That's right. And Swick was singing.
I was
And,
thinking some stuff.
yeah. And then we wound up saying, hey, we need a real singer. There's this guy that we had in Mineshaft. And, you know, at the time you were in Three Tap Jiggle, and we went and poached you. And the rest
I infiltrated. I played bass with Three Tap Jiggle, and then I brought him with me. I brought
Trojan
him back.
horse.
Trojan horse. Total Trojan horse.
I didn't realize that. That's
All right, where was this warehouse in Buffalo Grove?
corner of Lexington and Armstrong? If you're familiar with Buffalo Grove, it is now a
Go
golf
check it out.
supply.
It's a Rinder. Yeah, a Rinder's like garden supply or
Yeah. Our
so
buddy
I went
Brett
to-
Lastik's been there.
family with connections to it, and I was like really tempted one day to like walk in there and just be like, can I just check it out? Like, yeah, I get, you know, but yeah, dude, they
Can I
put
try
a
something
door.
gross?
They put a huge door on the one like where we used to enter. Like they put one
Oh.
over to the left of that, and that's the main entrance to the place. It's really
That's
weird.
super weird.
I stopped it.
There is an underground. I had nothing to do with this, but now that listen, my dad's passed away a few years now, so he's not going to hear this. But there was a porno filmed in that office. And
Oh no! Oh no!
I've not seen it.
Remove tag.
One.
Remove tag. Remove tag.
It was professional.
I just want to point. None of you guys were in this movie, were you?
No, I had nothing.
Just Swick.
No.
Only Swick. Only Swick.
Boy,
I want to make sure.
No way. No way.
No.
Only Swick. Swick was the only one.
he was not in it.
No, I went to Buffalo Grove High School.
You went to BG High School, so this is on the
I
other side.
did. I went to Buffalo Grove High School. I grew up on the north side of Arlington Heights,
Okay.
and right behind our house was a warehouse facility that, you know, Flipside was in there. Trick Drums is in there now. Just a whole bunch of stuff. There's a tennis court in there, and
I
a
know
lot of the
Flipside.
bands that wanted to play were looking for a place to play in that little warehouse world, and nobody would let anybody play except the tennis courts that you couldn't play in because everyone was playing tennis.
Yeah, we had shows in that warehouse too. You know, Jay would put on. We would sometimes get like a sound company. Dave Levitt from AccuTrack at the time would run sound.
Shout out to
And
Dave
we would do
Levitt.
shows there, but I mean the acoustics were absolutely
What's up,
dreadful
Dave?
because we were upstairs in like a mezzanine that only kind of covered like a quarter of the warehouse, and the rest of it was completely open. So it was a really hard setup. I don't think we realized it at the time. But like you had to have a PA that could basically fill the whole warehouse of like, I don't know, what was that, 20,000 square feet or something?
It was huge. Yeah, it was
Even
huge.
though we were in this small space, and like, I don't know why it never dawned upon us to just put up acoustical treatments and close it off. It would have made a lot of sense and cost
Well,
almost
there was like a
nothing.
movie screen, I think, so that kind of helped.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That didn't do anything.
Where was this place at? What? Which one are you
Van
talking
Halen flags. I don't know.
about?
But we definitely should have put up some
Oh,
sheetrock
you
and
actually-
closed that off, but we didn't. So
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so the history is there. You guys have been together forever. Paul, you now do some sound teching and putting the albums together.
I have a hobby. Yeah.
So Paul's got a home studio that he built
Mhm.
in his home, but as far as the Daisies EP, first of all, he is recording and producing his own album as we speak. In fact, we were just texting about that earlier today. He's got a couple tracks that all of us have actually sang on and played on, and we're excited for when he's ready to share that with the world, because we want everyone to hear it, of course. But as far as the Daisies EP goes, he was he was part of the songwriting process as far as like the song Daisies
Yeah.
The song Stay Awake, the song, I don't even know what else is on there.
Well, Daisies was gosh.
In Red. What's that?
Daisies actually is from. There was so Rosebud Studios we recorded Prepare to Qualify at. So during those sessions, there was a Rhodes piano there, and I played something on the Rhodes piano that became like just the basic chords for that. And then that song sort of stayed and festered for, I don't know, how long has it been, since 2003?
Wow.
It's almost 10 years now.
I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize that the music, like that demo that you sent of the Rhodes piano, which is what I kind of wrote the lyrics and the melody over, from Rosebud. I did not know.
that was from right around the time of the Prepare to Qualify sessions.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
there's the through line.
That's insane.
There you go, award winning. One day, figure out what Martin's Culture is and how they got their accreditation.
They don't have no comment. No comment.
Pops, are you the only one with an award?
You know what? It's what's funny was that when the warehouse kind of ended, when Paul's dad sold the business, I just Jay was like, everybody come get stuff. Come get whatever you want, and I went there. And I ended up with the award. So I mean, it belongs to all of us, but it lives here at the moment.
You're a good steward of it, man.
Yeah,
taking good care of it.
Comes right off. Look, oh.
He broke it.
We're gonna rotate it out like the Stanley Cup, dude. Everybody gets like a certain amount of time with it.
That is
we can pass it around. I've had it for my share of time. I can pass it on.
But I will say, people get house fires, and I have a good friend. He was the guy who promoted records in the 80s and 90s for Mercury Records, and he had, I mean, you wouldn't believe it, the basement this guy had, like the platinum records from Def Leppard, Hysteria, and John Bon Jovi, New Jersey, and all these things had a house fire. All of it's gone.
Oh man!
So put that thing in a safe or something, man, or I don't know.
Are you trying to put a curse on me? What's going on?
I know, what is that? What is this guy doing?
Just saying, be careful. Guard that kind of shit, because
it's marble, right? So it'll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that thing's lucite or something. I think I'll melt.
No, it's marble.
It's marble.
It's from Venice.
So,
It's Venetian marble.
Is the award like the knight in shining armor that you guys carry around with you once in a while?
Yeah. So that was Sir Smokes a Lot, who I think Kathleen was asking about. Sir Smokes a Lot was actually technically he's my son, but we all share him now, and he's been in Swick's garage for maybe almost a year. I don't know. It's been a while.
No, not a year just yet, but
how do the wives feel about this coat of arms that you guys just like?
Well, it's not in my house.
Yeah, I figured.
Whose house is it in? Is it at Swick's house right now?
It's in my garage right now.
It's in your garage.
I want to take it to my recording studio in Northfield and have it in the corner, but I just haven't. My truck hasn't been empty enough to take it yet.
It's good to have pieces of metal that vibrate. And
touch it
Yeah,
too.
in a recording studio.
As long as they look cool, that's all that matters.
It's true.
You guys will be playing and recording, and all of a sudden you hear this buzz, and you'd be like, "Where's that from?" Everyone stop! Right. Stop! And then you're like,
"Smokes a lot,
sir."
Got to work around.
Well, you know what? He smokes a lot and then forgets what's going on.
Forgets what's going on.
Cool. All right, so that's a little bit of the history of you guys, and then you're up to Daisies here. Hey, Nani, what is your choice of making a 6-song EP over a full release album?
That's
these may be some tough questions, but just a few weeks later, you released another song in December, right?
Oh man, Jim, we could release songs for a year. We have 2 years. We have so much material.
We do. Actually, we have a lot of material just based on our history and like stuff that we wrote and we just never released, or we released and then it just kind of like, it's just not out. It's really not out there for the majority of people to listen to. So
just I'd love to take another stab.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, well,
it's not like we have a studio we can use for free in New Jersey anytime.
Oh, yeah. Let's all fly to New Jersey to Paul's studio and record the next EP or whatever it is. But I would say to answer your question, Jim, what happened was we had like we had a day or two booked at Kiwi Audio studio in like Aurora. Is it Aurora? Is that where it's at? Batavia?
Kiwi, right? It's in Batavia.
Yeah,
The place is
Batavia.
really cool.
So I wanted to get the band. So what the thing that I've always wanted to do as a recording, band or recording artist was like we've recorded a ton of stuff, and it's all sort of been born in the studio. Like we're kind of like writing it and recording it as we go, and then the recording of that song is not really like a live performance. It's just like a kind of like it's like it starts with a guitar riff or a drum kit beat, and then we build on it, and then we record it, and it's almost like this finished product before we've even played it live, right? So we had a bunch of those songs, these 6 songs in particular, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to get a live recording of the band. Like we play a lot of shows live, and I wanted to sort of like get a recording that sounded like a band playing a show, like playing together, a band that played live together. That's what I wanted this project to be a bit of. And so we just kind of were only able to do so many of those in kind of a short time at a recording studio with the time that we had allotted and the money that we had sort of set aside for it. And so we went in and we just recorded all 6 songs in one day. Really, that's what we did. We got all the drums done, the bass, the lead guitars, the acoustic guitars. We got it all done in like one session, pretty much. And so, had we done another 6 songs or whatever, it just wasn't in our budget at the time, And so, but that's kind of what this project ended up being. Was like I really wanted to call it Daisies. Like Kiwi sessions or something like that, because I just, we had the song Run Out that we released as a single before Daisies, which would have fit the vibe, but I just wanted to keep this like the songs that we recorded in that one space with that one engineer, and just kind of like have this cohesive set of songs that kind of like fit together, so that
Yeah, I mean,
how we ended up with 6,
there's hardly any. I mean, I don't know who out there knows about recording and music, but there's hardly any overdubs. Like every guitar part that I played was played live that day in the room with the guys. I didn't layer anything on it after. The bass, the acoustic guitar. It was that one day or two. I don't even remember. 2 days. We played together in the studio, captured it, and then it's not normal for us.
Right. So when you guys talk about putting this together, and this may be a Paul question or a Pop's question, do you play individually your instrument or your vocals and you record those, or do you play as a full band and record it as a full band?
Because I think
people's ideas of when you're in the studio is you guys are in the studio, you see these shows on TV or movies where the full band's in the studio and they're doing recordings. But that's not really how it is it?
There's no rules. We've done it all, but this was the first time I think we literally we recorded live as a band. It's almost like a live recording from the studio. I mean, before, for example, on the Punsapaya Prepare to Qualify album, Swick would go in the studio and be like, I have a bass riff. So we'd be like, all right, you're on the hot seat. Go record your bass riff. And then Pina would be like, oh, I have an idea for a guitar riff on top of that. Then he's in the hot seat. But this time it was like we're a rock and roll band playing music together, generating energy.
4 hot seats. 4 hot seats.
Everyone's in the hot seat.
Yeah, and really what it was that the songs were written before we got there. That's kind of important to acknowledge, because the previous releases that we've been a part of, all of us writing together, like we would write in the studio, and then it would just sort of like be born in the studio, recorded there, and then we would have to like learn how to play it as a band, after we were finished it, And so these 6 songs, we actually were able to rehearse. We wrote the songs and we rehearsed them, and then we went to the studio and actually played them together live in the studio, and that became what the EP that everybody is hearing is. It's actually like a band playing these songs, which is something we've never really done before, So I wanted that to be what this project was,
Yeah, that's
Does
what
it-
Pearl
does-
Jam wanted after 10. Pearl Jam wanted to do that.
Ah,
And that's why Versus was recorded that way.
okay.
Another big influence of yours.
Huge.
So that's like, yeah, that's a thing. And the Prepare to Qualify, it's interesting. Prepare to Qualify sessions were very much as you described. It was like Swick has a riff. Let's just take it where it takes us. And I actually found that experience so liberating that's why I record. That's why I built this studio. It's like, oh, we can just like hatch anything in a lab. That's amazing. And like I actually love that. And I have not really performed in a band ever since. It's all just been studio stuff. So it's cool to hear Punsapaya and the Pino Farina band evolve into that, to really do a live album like that. It sounds great. And mixing Rising Sun was a lot of fun because it did really sound like a band in a room. And we'd never really sounded like that. I can't even our demo, I can't remember a time when we really did just bang it out in the studio. It's totally
I think
foreign.
Celestial Blast was pretty much live. Celestial Blast,
No.
like
Yeah,
Jake.
right. Get out
It
of
was
here.
quite it was what I'm describing. But like I said, maybe the next EP, you guys come out in the summer or something like that when the rest of the place is done. And Shills, you play drums as always, and I'll sit behind the glass, man. It'll be a lot of fun. And the whole thing can be live as far as I'm concerned. It's I think it's a cool format.
How does
streaming
doing
too?
that?
Fucking A, have like a live stream address you could dial into the sessions on certain nights.
Hell yeah,
It's
that
gonna
would
be a fly on the wall.
That would be great.
It'd be cool.
How does doing that studio work transition to a live stage and playing together as a band then? How do you put that together?
Oh, I have no idea. That's why Pino wants to do a live out, like record it live, because then it's like you don't have to sit there and be like, well, wait a second. Well, now the fucking strings that you added in this, and then that's not going to work. Like,
Yeah. Well,
it
and that's the
forces
thing.
you to make it work live.
That's the thing. So, like, another perfect example is "Say Goodbye to Mexico." Like, for any folks out there who have sort of like dived into our music catalog that's available on Spotify or Apple Music, iTunes, whatever it is. So, like, one of the songs we released earlier, this was before COVID, actually, I think, that we released "Say Goodbye to Mexico," and that was a perfect example of a song that was like born and raised and written in a studio setting. And then we finished it, and I was like, well, how the hell are we going to play this as a live band? Like, there's no way we're ever going to be able to replicate this music live.
I was like, that's not my problem.
And that was mostly your brainchild, right? I know I did the
I bought a Prophet or something.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds good, beep, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
And it became a song, and it's like, fuck, I don't know how you're gonna play it live.
I think I have an interesting perspective coming into it too, because since all this kind of took off, you guys had songs that you were recording together. I think we may have touched on this before in like one of the other interviews, but I always have this kind of it's the same way that I learned all the Boots of Pious songs, and it's like there's just that reverence and that respect for what you guys have done and what you've crafted. And it's the same thing with like the newer batch of songs that were kind of already there. The seeds were planted, but then Pino and I would start kind of doing the duo things, and he was like, well, I have this song, but he has to translate it like to an acoustic format where he'd be able to play it solo and have it make sense. And then it's like, okay, well, if I'd come on there and be like, well, I'll just follow him. That's a lot of times how certain things are born, and I think that's how certain songs kind of morph sometimes. Is like, it's almost everybody talks about how we Pinoize cover songs. Like, it's almost in a way, it's like original songs get Pinoized in a way, I guess, because they just kind of, he's like, okay, I gotta play this a certain way on the acoustic and have it make sense rhythmically and whatever, and then I'll come in and fill the space, and then things kind of morph from that. And I think we kind of had a little bit of experience on that before we recorded these 6 tunes, and it was a way for kind of us to establish a headspace. And there's even that video that Terry Murphy so creatively put together, shout out, because I watched these little snippets, but that third video of like the making of, like, little videos, like, there's a clip where you're coming out and you were like standing out there and just playing. I think it was Rising Sun.
Might have been, yeah.
And I was like working it out, and we were just kind of cleaning something up, and it's just like, hey, let's all kind of get right there. And it's cool to be able to kind of have that. And I know that's a way that certain things take shape. And if
You,
it's,
you guys make it look so effortless when you're live on stage, because you are doing that, to your point, penalizing songs, no matter if it's a cover or an original. There's sometimes I can't think that I'm sitting here going, wow, I've heard this song, but not like this before. And I love it because it's not like it's so dramatically different, but that there's just those subtle differences that make the song new and fresh again. So to your point in doing that and penifying things, Schwick and Pops and Bills, is it hard to follow Pino when he's on stage doing live songs? Do you guys sit there and go, what is he going to do next? Or are you so familiar with what you do in the studio and what you do on stage that it's just like second nature?
I think we're all just working together.
Well, I personally, I have no problem. I can follow him, and it's weird. Like, I always kind of think this. I don't know. Now I don't want to say it because I feel like it's pretentious, but I always really always admired, like, he got Buckley, and I would watch that Metro concert where Buckley, like, Matt Johnson was behind the kit and was just like laser focused on Jeff, and like just the way that they would kind of like that he would follow him. It's like, I don't know, that just kind of, it makes sense to me. And like, I don't know, I have a very easy time because like his rhythmic style is very similar to like my own personal style, so I have like no trouble. And then it's like when the other two guys are added into the mix, whether it's trio or whether it's full band, it's like it's extra tasty ingredients that are, it makes it a blast for me. So I honestly just sit back there and like, yeah.
Well, let's do this. Let's relive the video from Hey Nani. Let's see what you guys do on stage for this song that Terry Murphy put together. And let's come back in a few minutes after and talk about some more stuff.
Awesome. Can't wait to see it.
Sounds good. Here we go. Rising Sun from Hey Nani. I love it.
So fun.
Never gonna get free.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Nice
First of
one.
all, Terry Murphy, great job on the video. Holy smokes. That was awesome.
She
Yeah,
just got here too.
Can we have Terry Murphy as a guest, like on the screen, or
we
is
should.
that a next
We
time
should
kind
have
of thing?
totally invited her because she's
Yeah.
spectacular and such an integral part of the visual, especially the visual part of what everyone sees from Tino Farina Band is like from the album cover to in fact, all of the releases that we've done that are on Spotify and iTunes and all that. They're all the album covers and single covers. That's all Terry Murphy's artwork. The logo, his bass drum artwork, which is going to be a T-shirt soon. Like all that shit. That's all Terry Murphy. It's incredible. You should have worn that tonight. What's wrong with you? No, Terry's awesome, and that video is an amazing example. Like her, like just her amazing work that she does. And I see actually Dan Bell is watching as well, and he helped us with a full concert video that we streamed like the weekend of New Year's Eve, where he recorded the entire Friday night show and he put that together for us. So that was awesome too. So I just had
Thanks,
to
Dan. Yeah,
give
he
it.
had like 4 cameras.
Yeah, it was like three or four cameras, GoPros, and he put all that together. So that was cool. But anyway,
Yeah. So, I mean, what a great, first of all, Hey Nani sold out shows, but then to have Friday night covered by Dan and then Terry Murphy obviously doing her thing. I mean, you guys never cease to amaze me when you get up on stage.
Oh,
It just shows when you're playing together. Shill's sitting back at the beginning of that video. You see him, and he's just kind of just sitting there. And in my head, I'm thinking, he's just not even caring what the hell's going on in the world around him. He is just playing and going ready to play. So yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
That's him. There he is.
Yeah.
What's your PayPal, Jim?
I was like, really? I'm like, what is that face in the beginning? But hey, man, it's pure joy. That's what it is.
That's what it is. And that's what it shows. Pure joy. And all you guys are up on stage always with pure joy. I love it.
we're lucky to be able to play original songs or music at all in front of humans who want to hear it. So
Right.
Amen.
doesn't
I
suck.
agree, man. Honestly, it's like, the cover band scene is huge and it's lucrative and it seems to be what everyone wants. You know what I mean? Like what club owners are willing to pay for and buy, and what people are willing to come out for and listen to. And to be able to play our own music, honestly, like is and have people like, sort of like appreciate it is it's just beyond measure. There's nothing that I can say that would actually express, like how it makes us feel. It's incredible. It's just incredible.
How does it make you feel, Pino, when you're up on stage and you're like, hey, any requests out there, and all you hear is originals? People are either calling out the name of the song or saying, just play originals. They don't care. How does that make you guys feel? Swick, how does it make you feel when you're up there playing?
I mean, it's great. These songs are kind of reflect, I think, our band, who we're as people. So I think it's like, because I think Pino writes a lot of stuff from a point of view of family. I think that's a main topic in the songs, and I think that's how we approach our shows. We it's kind of a communal thing with all our friends and family that we have now too, with that come out to the shows. So I don't know, that's where I get that kind of vibe from.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I just love it. Go ahead, Shills. What were you saying, man?
No, I was just going, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But he's over there.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think the first go around, like years ago, we probably maybe were just young and silly and maybe took things for granted. I mean, I could speak for myself. I know I did. I think that nowadays, just having lived more life, we appreciate things more, and to have a second go at playing original music is just we're all very grateful, and I think that makes for a nice exchange of energy with the audience. So yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna throw a question out to you here. So Pino, you and I met at St. Baldrick's.
Yeah.
What was the conversation with the band after that event and leading up to what started out with Bryant and then doing this? I mean, how do you have that conversation? You're like, oh my God, I was just playing with these people getting their heads shaved for charity. And, this guy wants to do these things with us. What do we do? How do you have that conversation with the band?
Well, I don't think there was ever like anything I had to gear up for and prepare them for. I mean we've just had so much history, and I think it was just I think even before St. Baldrick's and before COVID and before live streams, I mean we were all I wanted the band. I wanted, it's stupid little old me, little old high school mentality me was like, hey guys, let's keep this band going. What the hell? And I think the fact that we're just been given a second chance, with the inclusion and with the assistance of somebody like Bryant and Huntley Fall Fest and Huntley Goes Bald and all these different events that we're able to play and stuff like that. I think honestly, the the five of us, including Paul. I mean, he, obviously he's out of state and not able to do the live stuff with us, but I think we're just we're just a bunch of dudes who just love to play music, love to write music, love to create, love to experience what this whole music thing is sort of allowing us to experience. It's allowing us to meet so many amazing people and just just it's incredible. I don't know that we really had a discussion about it, guys. Did I ever sit down and be like, guys, listen, we're gonna do this now? I don't think it was like that. It was just
so it just happened.
I remember,
Yeah.
because I was actually supposed to play that show with them, but I had just gotten back from vacation, and then it was shutdown happened, and
quarantine.
So yeah, so So Pino was just kind of like, I think I'm just going to do this by myself and see how it goes. And I was like, yeah, not a problem. Don't worry about it. And I know he had contacted me because I was like, how did everything go? And he's like, I think it was pretty good. I think we made connections and whatnot. I'm not doing my full on Pino impression right now.
Oh, do one. Just do
Right
one
next
for
to
everyone.
it was, so, I mean, from that aspect, it's just like, hey, that's great. And, I've always been his champion. I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
go jump on, go get on Facebook and
Yeah,
do something.
Pino is very humble for how talented he is. I think I'm a bit more of a bystander here, way far away, as you're saying. I'm out of state. But those times, those sessions that you did, Pino, well, I forget what they were, Wednesday night, whatever they were. I'm
Wednesday
saying
and
the end
Sunday.
of them.
Yeah.
They were really special, and I think that like that lesson from this pandemic, if there's anything good that can come out of it, it's like that's a medium for interacting with an audience and like in real time. And I remember people shouting out requests to you, and covers are covers, but when you do them, it really is different. And you were getting a mix of original and covers, and it's just it's a different vibe, and it's a different channel when you're just you playing in this room that you're broadcasting from. And I don't know, it's just as a fan of your work, I'd love to see that come back because it's casual. You don't have to plan for it. You can drink your wine, get drunk, whatever. You're just a very singular talent. And I think I speak for the audience in the chat that like we'd love to see that come back. Doesn't have to be a band all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't. But I love I love to include. First of all,
Yeah, it could be both.
Thank you for saying that. And I do. And in fact, tonight, I don't know if you caught it, Paul, but like since Shills was here, we did like a half an hour of like
It was great.
live stream from right here. It was the first time I actually had somebody else in this room playing, with
That's
me during
cool.
the live streams. But I think
So yeah,
it's a great medium. You're right, and it certainly introduced me and the entire band, all five of us, to so many of these folks that are tuning in tonight and coming to the shows and that are now part of the Pino
yeah,
Freedom Band family that we've created. So
We've said
yeah.
it before too. There's really,
You have a hard day at work and you want to go home, and then kids are in bed, and instead of turning on a TV and watching a show, it's cool to tune into the Pino show. That's all I'm saying.
the Pino
Absolutely.
Show.
The Pino Show. It's
I
awesome.
love it.
We're in season 3 already of this thing.
yeah, that's true. It really is.
That is totally true.
Yeah.
All right,
3
so
Rise of Omicron.
Yeah.
so we've done some really deep questions, and that's great. But I have a few questions. First of all, you guys just played a trio at Broken Oar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How was that? That was packed, I heard.
It was tight.
It was. I got to tell you what. COVID. Let's just pretend COVID did not exist for a minute. That was a fucking great show. It was a great show. Now, the fact that COVID and Omicron is among us still, it was a little, I tried to wear my mask in between songs and in between breaks and stuff like that. But it's really hard to navigate this COVID world and this social world. Um, it still is for me. I don't know. I'm still like a little hesitant about things, but it was a great show. We introduced like 7 or 8 new songs or cover songs, that we wanted to do, including "Don't Let Me Down," which we did in just the last song we did before this stream. Um, and it was awesome. It was awesome vibes, great people. It was a perfect afternoon, I would say, and I just wish we could do that like every freaking weekend. I wish we could do it every weekend. It was so great.
So a couple things that I think maybe you were a little surprised about, and I texted you. I don't have the exact quote that Bonnie wrote down, but Bonnie's post after that show or during that show was basically Pino Freedom Band. Wow, holy smokes! And that was her post. She doesn't do those kind of things very often, and that's why I texted that to you, Pino. That Bonnie, the owner of Broken Oar, was just blown away by what you did and what you put together. And it doesn't surprise me because I hear that all the time. And it's not just from fans that are there, but it's also musicians that showed up. I mean, how many musicians were in the house that day? And those musicians all did the same thing. Pino's the it band. I think I read that from 3 different musicians. You know, you're the band right now that other bands are going, holy smokes, these guys are on fire. What are they doing different? But it's everything that you do that is putting you on fire.
Jim, not to Pino, cover your ears. This is too much for you. Jim, this has been happening since 2001. Like, you understand? Like,
right?
We played at the Elbow Room, and then like our Bumpus, who were huge at the time, like their frontman James Johnston was in the audience. He was just like, "Who the fuck is this guy singing like that?" Yeah, I kind of wish Pino would see Pino in the same way the rest of the world sees Pino sometimes.
I don't know. Listen, I feel like, when I hear you say that, Obos, when you say like, that people are saying we're the it band, for me, immediately I go to, well, we're not going to be the it band tomorrow. I'm going to be the old school, like we're going to be like the tired old band. Like I can't handle that shit. I can't handle it well. I think it immediately I'm like, well, I'm going to be the has-been tomorrow. You know what I mean? And like, I need to, I don't know how to handle it. I just think that, I just want to be able to play music like the way we are, the way that Pupko and Swick and Shills deliver on the live shows, and the way that we're able to do things in the studio and writing songs with Paul. Like, I just want to be able to do this forever. And I feel like, I just, I don't want to be like I don't want to be, it's weird to be the it thing today, because tomorrow you're not going to be the it thing. You know what I mean? And like, for me, that I can't even fucking handle it. I don't even, like, I just don't want to like think about being the it thing, because it's, when you're the it thing today, it doesn't last forever.
It's been 21 years, man. 21 years.
We'll be the kind
It
of
ain't
thing.
going nowhere.
Kind of.
You know what? No, I think that's one thing that keeps you grounded and keeps you humble to your fans, and and why your fans love you so much. Being with you before the show, being with you after the show, being able to hang out with you guys for safety meetings or doing whatever. All those things are the things that other bands sometimes don't do. And I think it just shows how grounded you are to the reality of, I think, what was born of frustrations of years past, of wanting to play those songs and wanting to do all those things. Am I off base on that?
No, I don't think you're off base. No, I mean, I appreciate what you're saying. I think we're just, I'm trying to live in the now, because as Pupko said like a while ago, that, I think in our 20s, like, we were sort of like able to do some cool stuff, but I think we just didn't appreciate it, to the full extent, that we could have. And the fact that we've lived like, some lives now, and we've been able to kind of come back and been given this sort of like what we call, I guess what I would say is kind of a second chance. I mean, I think I personally am appreciating like every moment of it. It's like, it's amazing. And, like, let's just keep this train going as long as we can. And even when the train stops, I think the 5 of us will still be writing music together and recording from, from our Dropbox files, from New Jersey to Chicago to Galena. And we're just going to do what we do, because that's what we do, and like, it's, I think it's just what we love to do, and we're just fortunate right now to be able to, share it with enough folks that actually appreciate what we're doing. Like, that's just.
Speaking of which, awesome. AJ in the chat. What's up, Aaron Jordan?
What's up?
He must be. He says since 1997. I don't think he's lying either.
I think he's exaggerating by 2 years, maybe.
Maybe at most, but like, yeah, man, 21 years of people wanting to hear that voice and these songs, and it's not going anywhere, man. And there's never been a better time than now, because people can just tune into stuff like this. You don't have to go to a show. You don't have to drive all the way. Remember, you know how many people drove all the way to the warehouse in a snowstorm in like 2000 to come see us play? You don't have to anymore. Now you can just live stream it, and people can connect with the music and your songs and our songs together. And it's a whole community. And so what if it's not as big as Taylor Swift is? You know, that's McDonald's. You know, people can get that anywhere.
Right.
But the music belongs to the people who enjoy it, and that community's been thriving for as long as it has, and new people join, and it's a cool thing.
I agree, 100%. I agree. All right, I have some questions here that that I have to get off my chest. Hoopko, what are some hair ideas? What do we do for our hair? What are your hair tips?
You want hair tips? All right. Well, I have a
hair show.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I need to focus my camera. Well, really, you just have to just smile. Actually, I have a hair manager. My friend Rachel had actually given me a blowout. I don't know if you guys saw that when I had like really straight hair.
Yes,
that's a good tip. I recommend straight hair for the curly and curly hair for the straight. And have fun and get naked. That's about it.
Pops is our Ringo. Hold on, I have to say, you need to know that Pops here has these turns of phrase. If anyone watched Get Back, you learned about the Ringoisms. Like he was the one who said it's a hard day's night.
Yes.
I already forgot what you just said. Straight for the curly, curly for the straight. Pops, give us a couple more isms. The one about Popism.
Sometimes when I'm out networking, I call that kissing hands and shaking babies. That's one of my favorites. That's a Popsism.
What about overthinking things? What do you think about that?
About thinking things?
Overthinking things.
Oh, I don't know. Now I'm on the spot.
You once told me, take time to think things over, but don't overthink things.
That's kind of.
You don't even remember.
That's the best line ever. I love it. That's a T-shirt right there, Pops.
That should be a T-shirt. That's absolutely
it should be an empire. What the fuck's wrong
Take
with
time
to think things
but don't overthink things.
Schwick.
Yes.
At the end of the video, there was a snow blowing thing going on. Did you have any part of that whatsoever? / did you miss not being in your Speedo? Because we have to talk about Speedos.
You got to talk about Speedos.
That's Pops in the Speedo.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking, did you have any part of that?
Oh, you know what? I think I inspired him somehow. I think it was my jogging when I was wish everyone a happy fucking New Year, and then it just made him want to get to that next level as well. So, it's like we're kind of like a Lennon McCartney. We're always trying to raise the bar for one another, and I don't know what I'm going to do about the snow blowing Speedo cowboy man or whatever. I'm never going to do that.
My wife was surprised when I said, "Honey, I need you to record me real quick. Come out here."
That's awesome. And I do want to point out, you're in Palatine and you're wearing a Sox shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's wrong with that?
You're in Palatine.
Yeah. Canerco, baby.
It's Paul Canerco-atine. Paulatine.
Awesome. All right. So, Pino, this is your question. And I think almost everybody is wondering the answer to this question.
Oh, boy. What is that? What's going on?
Who got ball game pregnant?
Dude, I don't even know what that was all about. I was like sitting there. Full disclosure, I had to get a new car recently. So who do you call when you have to get a new car in the Chicagoland area? You call Johnny Ballgame. Of course.
Hell yeah.
When he's not directing independent movies, he's selling you cars.
Pelosi and Edelson?
So we were sitting there. I went to go get a repair on the vehicle that I just bought. And, we were visiting, and he just turns his live phone on and he says, Pino, I've got to tell you something. He says, I'm pregnant. Like that. And I didn't even know how to respond to that. I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? So anyway, he posted it, and now all of a sudden it's a thing. So listen, The ball game's great. And speaking of ball game, let me just turn this into a plug because we've got a show at 115 Bourbon Street in March-ish, March
10.
March 10th. March 10th. We're gonna get a party bus going from So Hopped. I think we're
Party bus.
about that. Between some folks, I think Ani was working on that, and some other Brian and Ball Game. There's going to be maybe a party bus from the north side to head down to 115 Bourbon Street and have a big party down there because that'll be our first time playing there. So, but we're going to do a Cover 21 DVD release party and all that good stuff that we had to postpone since COVID and Christmas time was kind of weird, and we had to cancel the show in December. But that's coming up. So,
Yeah, and you're headlining that show.
yeah, I guess yes. Pino Farina Band is headlining. They're going to have Ball Game is going to do an acoustic performance with Joey Carr, who's one of the finalists from America's Got Talent. And then there's going to be a couple other. I think actually Gerald and Camille are going to play. Is from what he told me. I may be speaking out of turn here. But he just told me that as well, and some other artists that'll be like doing like duos or acoustic before the full Pino Farina Band show happens that evening. So
A couple songs each player, and then you guys are doing a headline.
Yeah, that's my understanding of the evening. So yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, JPM will be in the house, man.
I can't wait to see you in person, man. I know we gotta. I'm so glad to hear that you're feeling better and you're out and about. You're doing your poker nights on Wednesday nights. Is it Wednesdays or Mondays?
Mondays and Wednesdays, yeah.
Mondays and Wednesdays, and you're doing your
Mondays are Oprah Terrace, and Wednesdays are up in Woodstock at Danny Weymouth's place. DC Cobbs.
DC Cobbs, yeah, that's a great spot. I love that spot.
Let's see your poker face.
Zoom in on him, Dylan.
Oh, I can't tell. Yeah.
That's nice.
That's pretty good. That's good. That's solid.
I like it.
Actually, this is my poker face. That's my poker face. No, you guys should come out and play. It's a free game, so yeah, come out and play sometime. It's always fun. But yeah, March 10th,
Is there a Go Fish night?
we could do Go Fish. No, we can't do Go Fish. March 10th, 115 Bourbon Street. We have to make sure we get the Iowa girls to So Hopped because they want to do the party bus as well. So we got to make sure they are in that realm of party bussers.
Yeah. Well, whoever wants to partake, let's. We'll probably put out a couple. That's a few months away, so we'll put out a few posts in regards to that to see if there's any interest and
it's less than.
It's a month and a half, whatever it is.
Yeah, a month and a half or so.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at all the comments. I don't know if you guys have been looking at any of these comments.
Yeah.
There's a question from Dennis. When will Schwick get a rug to stand on stage?
I want to know.
You're the only one.
Let's go, Swick. What you got?
I mean, oh man, it's tough to say. Maybe
His birthday was just a couple days ago.
Oh my God.
yeah, I don't know.
You suppose we should have bought him a rug?
Maybe
Yeah,
we
I
should
think
get him
they
a
need
rug
to
with
get
his
me one.
own face on it.
Oh, that would be classic.
That would be great. I have a great rug for you guys out at the auction house, man. It's like 20 feet by 30 feet.
That would be good. But does it have Swick's face embroidered on it? That's the problem.
It doesn't.
You know what? I just want a twister mat. That's what I want. Is that cool? Can I just do that?
Yeah,
would be good.
I will come over there and play Twister with you.
With all the different, you want it like rug or do you want it the plastic? Because plastic in the summer is terrible.
I think plastic will be fine.
I mean,
All right,
that'd
we're
be
playing
tough
Twister.
to stand
We're
on
playing
in the
Twister,
summertime.
baby.
You could have people spin, and then the color that they hit, that's what your right foot has to hit amidst your dance moves.
interactive.
Amidst your dance moves.
Yeah. I like
Right
it.
foot blue, baby. Right foot
There's
blue
so many
who?
great comments. I hope you guys take time and go back and read all these comments that people are putting in here, because there's so many just great comments about, you brought them through the pandemic. Like Paul said, the Wednesday nights and the Sunday nights were great, and
Yeah.
that helped people get through a time that they weren't understanding, like none of us were. Sometimes none of us still are understanding what's going on, but like Kathy's statement right here, in a world positive vibe, the COVID days always bring me back to the discovery of Dino Farina Band. I mean,
Oh, what a
that's
sweetheart.
such a true statement, and all the friends that get created by what you guys do. It started out with one or two people that grew to 10 people, that grew to 20 people, and it keeps going because we all like hanging out together. Well, we all like hanging out together with you guys. And I think that's what drives the shows for us out here as fans.
That's awesome. I will say that honestly, it's a gift for us. Like, we're able to play music and write music and record our music, and it is honestly, it's a gift to be able to share that with everyone, and to be able to party with everyone, and have a good time with everyone. And it's really just like it's something that we don't take for granted, and we really just appreciate everyone that's just come on board, from Aaron Jordan back in '97 to the COVID videos, live streams, and everyone in between. Like, it's just a phenomenal experience that I'm going to take to my grave, pretty much. Like, not to be weird about it, but it's a beautiful thing, and I've met so many incredible people. I think, including these guys here. These guys on the screen are my brothers. Like, we've spent so many years together, being able to create and express ourselves, and it's a family. It really is a familia, and it's I love to see that it's expanded to the Campaign Buzz page, and to this guy over here. And it's so cool to have this guy live in the room with me, by the way. How about that?
Sure.
Chill.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Can you do
Sure.
me a favor? Fix that Pinot hair in the back end right there. It's just
Fix it.
that one piece is flipped over.
It's been
Yep, I see it.
There we go. Oh,
it's been in. You know what? I go to work. It's super cold. I go to work. I put this hat in a snow hat all day. I put this hair in a snow hat all day, and then it's one of those hair things, hair hat things.
There you go.
Dude.
Two hair tips. Two hair tips.
two
What's
hair
your
tips
two
in
hair
one
tips?
in one
What's
show.
your hair?
I think
Don't wear a snow hat.
Don't wear a snow hat.
a
I do
Pino and Pops hair show, where Pops takes Pino through hair care tips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This could
We
be
can
a
do
whole
this.
thing, another segment. I think
It would be cool.
There was one time we were coming. We used to do Weekend Warrior style tours all the time, and I think it was probably a Sunday after we were like on the way home, and we stopped at a Cracker
Barrel was the
Yeah,
best.
baby.
Always we had Cracker Barrel.
When you're
We
on,
had to do a Cracker Barrel stop, and I mean, come on, what road trip is complete without a Cracker
when you're
Barrel
a
stop?
band on the road, you got to stop at Cracker Barrel on
And
Sunday.
where the hell were we? We stopped, and these little old ladies were coming through, just makeup all over. And they're like, oh, look at y'all boys. Y'all coming from a hair show?
Yeah, who knew there was a hair show?
And Pino was just sort of like, huh? Like,
Well, back then we all had, because I know Swick and Shills, they like to wear hats, and
well, no, we all had
I know
hair.
that. I know.
We all had.
We
all had hair.
We were definitely hair.
We had some hair.
Listen, back to the music for a quick second. If I may,
Yeah, absolutely.
Hair.
I would like to give a couple shout outs before we adjourn. Whenever I didn't even know if you're adjourning or not. I just want to make sure that I hit some of this stuff really quick. So
Yeah, absolutely do it.
all right, so this Daisies EP right here is available on Spotify. and on iTunes and on Pandora and on YouTube, on all the places that you can listen to, right? So if you haven't followed us on Spotify yet, that would be awesome if you did. That would be so cool. But on the back here, there's a lot of cool stuff. Well, first of all, the artwork here, this is all Terry Murphy.
It's all back.
Is it reflective? Oh, it's mirror image.
Mirrored.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway,
It's okay.
so what I'd like to say is Terry Murphy's artwork is awesome. This is from the T-shirt design that she made, the crow that is on the Pininfarina, the original Pininfarina band crow design shirt. Anyway, on the back here we've got some credits, and I want to just give a shout out to some folks here, right? So the music that you're hearing on here was recorded at Kiwi Audio in Batavia. Jarrett was the engineer that recorded us in the live studio setting. Jarrett Price-Goda. I hope I'm saying that right. He's a really Price-Goda. Anyway, so Paul Connecton, our good friend in the center column there, the Brady Bunch. I think he's in the Mike Brady spot right there.
Wow.
So Paul actually, so of all the 6 songs that you're listening to on there, Paul mixed the Rising Sun track specifically, which I'm very proud of. I think that song is it sounds awesome, and listen, I've got a lot of personal baggage behind those lyrics that we could talk about maybe on another live stream or something like that. But I'm really proud of that song specifically, and I can't wait for, if you haven't heard it yet, check it out. Paul's an extremely talented mixer and producer and songwriter, so check that out. And then, of course, the rest of
stop the drums though. The drums make that song, and that's why I wanted to mix it. So Shells,
that's this guy.
Yeah, that's that guy. And he really drives that song forward, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be easy to mix," and it really was, because the drums kind of anchored it, and that's the key to, I think, any good mix is like a good foundation. So, yeah, he's hiding. He's hiding. This
he's hiding.
People want to hear you play. Own it.
But I'll also say, coming from a drummer's perspective, because you are first and foremost, I would say, when I first met you back in the day, when you were, in your prepubescent, stages, you were first and foremost a drummer, and now you're, the producer and mixer and engineer extraordinaire that you have become. Anyway, now I want to get to Mr. Mike Pupko, who mixed the rest of the songs. All the other 5: Grace, Out of Your Head, In the Red, Stay Awake, Daisies. He mixed all of them. He took on a tall task. And I will say that, again, I'm extremely proud of these tracks, and I'm so grateful that Mike Pupko stepped up. And Mike, if you have any experience that you want to share about mixing the other 5 tunes,
I do.
Feel free to
so just my experience as a mixer. So Paul has probably definitely mixed more of our songs in the past than I have. But just my experience, just because I'm sort of new at it within the past few years, it's a very detail-oriented kind of skill. Every song that I had mixed prior to this one, including, like, say, Guilty, for example, would take me like literally 6 to 8 months to mix one song. For this specific EP, I felt like I wanted to grab all that knowledge I had and just really hammer it out. And I mixed each song in one day. And because we recorded everything all at once, all the songs kind of like sound the same, and all the mixing things translated from one song to the other. So it was very different from any of the other stuff I've worked on, and it was a pleasure and a lot of fun. And everybody did a really good job in the studio.
Who won the Tidy?
John Swick particularly. He won the Tidy Award for the tightest studio performance that day. The tightest. When I hear tidy, I think Tidy Whitey immediately.
He won the Tidy one.
Me too.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, it was an honor. It was an honor to work on such good music and so much fun.
Cool. So, and then the other thing I wanted to give a shout out to was the additional musician on this EP which I think is a really kind of like a silent part of the album. Is this there's a piano. There's like the fifth member of the on the studio sessions that you'll hear, and it's a friend and an old bandmate of yours, Thomas Miller.
Yep.
Actually,
Buddy Tommy Miller.
and you were in a band with him in what was it? Love?
Son of Abby, and I played briefly a little bit with Rock Cathedral, and then also in the Love and Rock show.
Okay.
Tom's a very, very fantastic pianist.
He
very,
is
very accomplished musician.
So we finished recording the live sessions, and I kind of felt like there was a little bit more that we needed for the tracks, and so I sent him the 6 songs, and Tom sort of just, I would say like in a matter of like a week, he just like tracked all 6 songs. He just tracked his piano parts for, and I had no notes for him. He literally just played and sent me his tracks, and I was like, it's awesome. I love it. It's great. And I just wanted to give him a quick shout out because he really did a great job on it. And I think it really puts a nice little fingerprint. Like there's an extra, for me, like I'm really proud of these songs, but also to have that extra like element. I feel like it really adds a lot of texture that maybe you don't even hear in the first or second listen, but maybe in the third or fourth listen you might hear and acknowledge, and I think it really makes for a really special part of the tracks. So I wanted to give him a quick shout out as well, for sure.
Really fills
Mr. Thomas
space.
Miller.
Nice job, Thomas. You added a lovely element.
It's real nice. Fills the
Indeed.
space.
So
Nice.
back to Speedos. Sorry, I just wanted to give a quick shout out. Yeah.
Well, we're an hour 20 already, but Shills, I didn't forget about you.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God.
So
What you got?
you get to look at Pino's butt all day long when you're on stage. How do you feel about that?
It's a fantastic.
Hold on. We have a smell the glove thing going on with Pops right now. We need to move over to him.
Way to steal the thunder.
Oh boy.
Obos' question there, Pop.
Wow.
This is what you do when people come and use your hot tub.
He's like
Wow.
a super.
Black on black. You can't even tell, dude. You can't even tell.
I am so happy that he's wearing black on black right now.
It's giving me a chance to really.
You're lucky I didn't come out wearing only the Speedo. Sorry.
I don't know. I think most of us are thinking we're unlucky.
Now I had plenty of time to hopefully not screw up the answer. Obos, you got to repeat that question.
Sorry.
So, you are probably I'm going to change the question up and penalize it a little bit because I can do that now. You are probably the most people at you, and they're the most jealous because you get to sit behind Pino and watch his butt throughout the whole show. How do you feel about that?
Looking at my butt. He's not looking at my butt.
Let me tell you, this man, he every now and then, like perfect example today. Hey, what time do you think you'll be over here? Because he's got to spend time on the elliptical.
No, I did not.
Let me tell you.
I did not.
You didn't today. Oh,
I did not have time.
This man spends time on an elliptical, and it shows.
Oh my God, dude! You gotta listen. I think it's important for anyone is to keep the cardio going. Cardio,
Especially for a vocalist.
And it's distracting. Very distracting. You might think that I'm sitting there wondering, okay, if he's starting a song, what song is he playing? No, I'm just. It's like.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Wait, what were we talking about again?
Yeah. All right.
The elliptical.
All right. Quick question round. What's your favorite song of all time? And what's your favorite Pino Farina Band song of all time? Each one of you guys.
Wow.
We'll start with Paul.
It's a completely unanswerable question. So I'm gonna say, I mean, fucking favorite song. What's my, what am I, 5? What's my favorite color? I like them all, man. I like a lot of songs. Sometimes I
Pick
like
one.
fast songs. Sometimes I like slow songs. It depends. Sometimes I just listen to, xylophone music while I'm cooking. But I will say, we all come from a lot of the same influences, man. Like a lot of us were influenced by that like late 90s thing. I just watched the thing today. I'll answer your question with a plug. There's this Netflix show called This Is Pop. You guys, a lot have probably seen it, but they do like an Oasis versus Blur Britpop thing, and it just like transported me back into those days. And like today or yesterday, there was this big Twitter feud with like Taylor Swift and the dude from Blur, and I'm just like, I don't know, when Wonderwall hit, like that seemed to have been like a much bigger feud than whatever Taylor Swift and the guy from Blur.
So that's
had
your
going on
answer?
now.
Wonderwall is your favorite song of all time?
No, but it hit hard, and I think like just from what I watched on Netflix today, that was my favorite song from what I watched on Netflix today. So I'll cop out and answer it that way.
How about your favorite Pino Farina band song?
Are we including Punta Paya in this?
Yes, include
you got
all of it because it's all really the same.
It's all encompassing. Yeah.
Huh. If it's gonna be something, it's probably something from Prepare to Qualify, because I think that was like us at our most, just kind of like weird.
Yeah, it was.
And maybe Spread It Out. All right.
like
you still play that one live?
Yeah.
We did it at Hey Nani.
Paul, to tell you the truth, we did play that at Hey Nani on, I want to say, on the Friday night show. We were going to play that with Adela, who is a cellist. She was going to play with us on the Friday night show specifically, and we were going to do Gone is Gone and It Cracks and
Gone is cool.
Break we were going to do with her on cello. Like the stuff we did back in the day, like in the studio sessions with the cello.
With Eric Rumschneider of Smashing Pumpkins fame. Also, just so everyone understands, I'm drunk now. I've been drinking since we started. So if it sounds like I'm slurring or I'm answering questions weird, like there's a good explanation for that. Wine. Anyway.
There you go.
Where's my breathalyzer?
I know all about
I'm at home. I don't have to.
I know.
Perfect. Schwick, favorite song, favorite
Swick.
PFB
His
song.
name's Swick.
Oh, man.
Do it.
I'm a Polak, man. I'm a Polak from Chicago. Schwick is how I say
You
it.
should be able to. Wait, hold on.
Swick.
Is it possible that in the original Polish it is Schwick?
Wait, what's that?
You may be onto something, Jim.
He is. He knows.
I've
So
met
probably
other
is Schwick.
Swick.
No, John,
Swick.
you've been wrong this whole time. Apologize. Jesus Christ, man. Come on. It is
Paul's
Schwick.
wrong. Get him out of here.
All right, Swick, what's your all-time favorite song? Swick, come on, let's do this. You got this.
I'm always a fan of a good march. Maybe
This fucking guy's talking about marches.
Maybe. So yeah, that's probably my favorite song of all times is Stars and Stripes Forever. And I think for a Pino song or Putsa Paya, I would say just off the new EP, I like Out of Your Head. I think that's a great song. And it's very tender and moist.
That is a good one. I have a weird like electronica remix of that song from years ago.
We should share that, Paul.
We should. Why not? It's fun.
That would be
not
fun.
Done or whatever, but sure, I'm happy to. I'll send it to you. You'll post it somewhere. It'll be fun.
Let's definitely do that. I wanted to actually share. We have a few versions of a few songs.
Thanks, Gary. Perfect. Murphy, right on.
Yeah.
Schwick.
Schwick.
It's Shiok in Polish, but in Chicago, it's Swick.
No, man, you're wrong. I got a rule with Jim on this one, actually, and I apologize for correcting you, Jim. I think you're actually probably right.
I don't.
Schwick.
Terry Murphy
I'll
says.
get it right one of these days.
Terry Murphy says it's pronounced schwach.
Schwick.
In Polish.
Schmuck.
All right.
Yep, sure.
Pops, favorite song of all time. Favorite PFP
song of all time. I have no clue, but I'm gonna go with Yellow. Oh yeah, from the 1980s.
Oh,
That's fucking great, man.
is that
Chicka
from
chicka.
you mean from the? Oh yeah, that song. Oh, I love
They
it.
were in their 40s. Schwick,
Uh,
tell us the story of the band of Yellow and that song. It's interesting.
Swick, you have the
What?
floor. All right, I'll go. I'm still on the camera, so I'll go with my favorite
I didn't hear what
PFP
you
song
said.
of all time. It's gonna have to be at the moment. I like "Out of Your Head." I'm gonna go with that.
Wow, it's a double favorite. Double
But
favorite.
if
Nice.
Swick isn't gonna say it, I'll say it was two dudes like in their 40s with other careers, right? Got together and made Yellow and made that hit, and it can happen anytime. Is all I'm saying.
Germans, I would imagine.
I hope so.
Nice. Jill's favorite song of all time and favorite PFP.
I'm gonna go way out there because it's impossible to pick favorite rock song of all time. But I think if I have to go by the song that truly just brings me pure joy every time I hear it, it's Melekalikimaka.
Oh,
Yes.
Crosby.
Christmas song.
I don't know why,
It's a
but
beautiful
I
song.
absolutely
I love it.
fucking love that
I
song.
love it.
It brings a smile to my face whenever I hear it, no matter what. And I always know I listen to sports radio in the morning. So, back in the day when Cruz used to be on the score, they'd always play that song when he'd come on. So he still does it, I think. But yeah, so I'd have to say that one.
Awesome.
Like it.
Favorite PFP song? I'm gonna go back to the Punta Pie catalog. It's hands down Perfect Sky.
Perfect Sky.
It's my favorite. It's the first song I played at my audition when I first played with these guys. It was the first one that I wanted to play. They were like, "What do you want? What do you want to start with?" I was like, "That's the one." I don't know what it was about it. It's just a perfect freaking song.
Awesome. Pino.
Shout out to Dave K on that one too. He likes that one.
Dave K.
Mhm.
He does like it. I will answer the first half of that question quickly. For whatever reason, as a vocalist, I love the song Little Wing that Stevie Ray Vaughan covered from Jimi Hendrix that has no vocals on it whatsoever. It's just an instrumental song. And
I almost went with that one too.
that song, for me, that recording, Stevie Ray Vaughan's version of Little Wing, for me, is probably like anytime that song comes on, it is just, it's the ultimate epic. It just it gives me all the feels that I need, including, like sometimes we have parties and like with my wife and some neighborhood friends, and we're like, what we do these things where we're like, oh, what song would you have played at your like funeral? I know that's weird, but like, what song would you have played at your funeral? And that song, I would say, Little Wing by Stevie Ray Vaughan is just the one song that I love so much. And then PFB songs and Punta Pie songs, all that stuff. I don't know. There's so many awesome songs that I feel so close to, and they're all like our babies, right? So, I would say, uh, eh,
No pressure.
you know which one I really like and we never do is a song off the Prepare to Qualify album called "No More." It's actually
hell
fun.
yeah.
It's a really fun, energetic, upbeat jam that has a lot of like intricacies, and so I would say "No More." Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, we haven't even have not played that in a long time. But anyway,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I found the electronica remix. I don't know if it's called a remix. It was a premix from 2015, and it has now been posted in the chat. I have not listened to the whole thing. Maybe it sucks.
Wait,
For
so
those who tuned
anyone
in tonight,
so anyone
you.
can just click on it right now and listen.
anyone can just click on it and connect to my Dropbox. and
Holy
have everything.
shit!
What did you just do? What did you just do?
Well,
I'm clicking on it.
It's a cool little.
Let's not do that just now, because then
Wait, what
it'll
is
be
there?
all-
Out of Your Head remix?
Yeah, everybody's gonna ditch the interview.
It's
We're like,
not
we're
even a
done with
remix.
this,
I guess
you
it'll be a
guys. Yeah.
premix. But here's the quick story. I had like an ARP Odyssey I was borrowing. It's like a synthesizer kind of thing. And Pino sent me that song, and I just was like, hey, this could be cool. And it's completely different from the version on the EP. And maybe we'll delete it tomorrow or something. And we'll so listen to it now. Maybe you'll enjoy
He's
it.
drunk, people.
I'm drunk, people.
Yeah.
I'm going to post old Poon Supply shit. If you don't invite me to these things if you don't want it.
He's posting
Really?
Dropbox links over here.
I am, man. They might be gone tomorrow.
He's an easy date. He's an easy date.
Right. I listened to like 10 seconds of it. It's kind of cool. It's kind of
It is cool. There was some of the chord progression that was missing, and that's why I didn't end up gravitating to it so much. But I do love the fact that it's completely different
Totally
from
different.
an acoustic version. It's totally different.
And for those who were dedicated enough to tune in tonight, thank you, and hopefully you'll enjoy the weird meanderings of me with
Heck yeah.
Odyssey and Pino's voice.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, if it's prog rock kind of stuff, I'll love it.
That's right.
Copy and paste while you can. That's what. So what do you think?
All right, so,
How we doing, buddy?
I'm going to answer the question too.
Yes, I would love to know your all-time favorite song.
Please.
Jim, I have to ask you a question. What's your favorite song of all time?
There's absolutely no way I can pick an all-time favorite song because I love music so much. But I will say this. The first time I met Pino, and I'm standing in a room of 450 people taking photos, and there's this dude up on stage that's a foot off the ground looking at 7 people getting their hair shaved, and he breaks into Blackbird. I stood in front of Pino and I went, oh my God, one of my favorite songs. And he's killing it like I've never heard the song played ever before. It was amazing to me. So I'll pick that one, but there are so many songs I car karaoke. Blackbird is not one of them because I will never want to ruin that song. And then my Pino Farina song, holy shit. I love Station. And sorry, I car karaoke that one all the time too, but I delete it all the time because I ruin it. But I love Station.
You never ruin it, my friend. It's great. We love. I'm going to speak for all 4 or 5 of us here. I think we love hearing everyone singing, our songs. There's no way you can ruin it, man. It's it's the ultimate compliment, honestly, when we hear folks singing our songs or jamming our songs or streaming our songs or coming to the shows and requesting a song or singing a song with us, knowing the lyrics. It's honestly the ultimate compliment, and it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. So love it all.
You know what's even better? This is even better. Everybody tomorrow morning when you get up, say to your Alexa, play Pino Farina Band.
Say Alexa.
You hear that in the background? My Alexa heard me.
She did?
She's playing it right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nancy Koch Mitchell, or I saw in the chat was referenced. She said she loved Under the Sun. I don't know if that was
that's an old school favorite.
I don't know if that was a Dearborn reference.
Yeah.
What's up, Nancy?
Dearborn era, Boy Next Door. That's my favorite.
Car commercial song, right?
Car commercial?
Yeah. Didn't we say that it belonged in a car commercial?
It should.
I mean, it was a poppy song.
FBI.
FBI was in a TV show.
Yeah. So it was better than this.
It was. That's true.
So was Perfect Sky. So was Perfect Sky, and it cracks.
Spread it out.
But hold on a second. Don't sleep on
theaters across the country.
Don't sleep on Boy Next Door. That one I remember.
Yes, I love that fucking song.
Hey.
I remember that was a very catchy song. That was
Boy Next Door.
Oh hell yeah, Boy Next Door we could bring back.
That was recorded at Fish's Barn, right?
It's a
Early
blur.
version was. It was we attempted it.
It's hard to say where the hell that was recorded. It was either at Gravity.
CRC.
Those are very blurry years.
It was mixed at Gravity. I think Doug McBride mixed it, but I think you guys recorded that initially in the barn sessions at Fish's Barn, and it is an extremely catchy song. And if those of you tuning in haven't heard it, it's really good. I don't know where you can
That
find
was
it.
the one on the Dearborn record was redone, I believe, because I didn't play on it.
Oh, so
Yeah,
that
we
was
should
at
bring
the
that. We
studio
should do
with,
that song live.
Henry Jansen.
Dearborn.
Yeah, Henry
You should
Jansen.
definitely do a live. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I broke my finger and I wasn't able to record like a good chunk of the Dearborn record. So
Right on.
You guys should record Four Walls Again.
Oh, no. Hello, Kitty.
I warned you people.
Sorry, the cat's gone. The cat's gone.
All right, kids. What do you think, Jim
Yeah,
Obos?
we're getting to the end here. So, Paul, this one's for you. Prog rock guy to prog rock guy. Look up Crack the Sky.
Okay.
They're closer to you than closer to me, but they are starting to tour again.
All right.
They haven't toured for or played for like 30 years,
Whoa.
and I think you'll dig it. So
All
look
right.
them
I'll
up.
check it out. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
I hope they realize that the
appreciate
new
you.
drugs are stronger than the old ones.
Yeah.
Oh, hold that cat up again. Talbot's gonna.
Oh, doggy.
Oh,
Cat ran.
And
Oh,
next
look at the
time,
doggy.
I think we need to have Terry Murphy, and we need to have AJ. I really think we do. I think
hell
we
yeah.
need to have AJ on
Good
this,
idea.
and it will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll have Azel. We'll have Larry Murphy.
All right.
Absolutely.
Right.
We definitely need to do that. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate
Oh, I need
it.
to
Check
answer.
out Daisies. If you haven't gotten the EP, get that EP. Bring it to a show. These guys will all autograph it. Come out to the
This Friday.
150th
March 10th show where Pino and band is going to absolutely kill it on stage for the Cover 21 release. And you guys are playing this weekend here, aren't you? Where are you playing this weekend?
This Friday, we have
Bannerman's.
the full band. We're going to be at Bannerman's and Bartlett. It's going to be a party. I always love getting a chance to visit with these four individuals, and hopefully everyone can join us. Paul, whenever you feel like flying in from New Jersey, come on out,
Come on
buddy.
down.
Yeah, I would
Come on
love
down.
to.
Oh wait,
Come on.
hey, do that song from The Price Is Right that you were doing earlier. That's the All right. Anyway, sorry, I hit
He
it.
tuckered out. He tuckered
That's
out.
good, man.
No worries. All right. Thank you, guys. Hopefully everyone will come out to
Took me a
Bannerman.
second.
All right.
Ops, thank you for your hair tips. Swick, thank you for talking him into the Speedo.
I'm still wearing my Speedo, by the way. Still wearing the Speedo.
Yes.
For the record.
That's a visual I'll never, ever, ever.
Look at
Yeah.
this. Look at him. He's got no shame. No shame
Look
whatsoever.
at that.
Oh, no,
The support is just all
Wow.
there.
Wow.
You got. I'm not even gonna say it.
Camel tongue.
Thank you for the
Camel tongue?
7:30 live stream that you did today. That was amazing. You sounded spot on, awesome. And Paul, thank you for always making these guys put together an album that is just amazing. So you're a huge part of the whole group.
Love Paul. Paul Connecton's the man. I love it.
Thank
Love
you very much.
Jim Obos, I want to thank you honestly for doing this, for being a part of this, for helping us, get through this whole hour and 40 minutes of talk. I mean, you're a great host. You're the Johnny Carson of our generation here.
Hey-o.
Heyo. And
Your generation or our generation?
our this guy.
Yours or ours? It's different.
This guy. And I do want to thank Dylan once again from Digital Origin Productions for helping us put this together, the whole stream, and thanks to Terry Murphy for the Rising Sun video, which we'll be putting out on our YouTube page, and we'll share that on the Facebook page. And then the Paul Connecton version of Out of Your Head, we're just going to go viral with that. We're just going to spread that.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're just
Awesome.
gonna spread
Do a
that.
We're gonna
merch
spread that
version
like
of that, too.
COVID, like Omicron, baby.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Too soon.
Is that a
Too
Mike-ism?
soon, Pops. Too soon.
That's a
Is that a
popsism.
popsicle?
All right, you guys have a great night. I'd say
Wow.
drive
Canceled.
safe for Chills. You're the only one that's going to have to drive safe tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
You should sleep over, I think.
Yeah, just spoon
could.
with Pinot. We'll be
Nah,
fine.
wife
It's
needs,
not,
my wife needs the car in the morning. So
Spooning.
safety first.
Spooning with
Peace
Pinot.
We'll see
and
you guys.
love.
All right.
Come
Thanks,
out to
Jim.
poker tomorrow.
Pinot.
Pino, come out to poker tomorrow. It's Woodstock, man. It's like 5 minutes from me.
5 minutes.
Peace.
I love it. If I
Love.
maybe I
Peace
will.
and
Maybe I'll show
love.
up. And everyone
Peace.
who tuned in tonight, thank you so much for hanging out with Pinot Farina Band, not only tonight, but at all the shows and all the live streams. Thank you for spinning our music on your Spotify channels and your everything that you're doing to support us. Thank you so much. We love you all. It's fucking beautiful. I love you. I love it all.
Follow us on Tinder.
Banzoli, Pops.
Speedo Pops.
Speedo
All right,
Pop.
you guys have a
Good night,
great
guys.
night.
Thank
Hey,
you.
everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Jim.